Hello, my name is Graham Arts, and today I'm going to be demonstrating our school district's new online registration system for kindergarten for September of the 2015 school year. As you can see from my screen here, I've got the school district's web page. I have already selected the kindergarten registration page in an open tab right here, and once you go to http://registration.sd62.bc.ca, you will be taken to this screen once the system is available. Please note that you will not be able to enter any registrations into the system before January 26th, 2015 at 8:00 a.m. Once you receive this screen, the first thing you have to do is put in a valid email address. And then click on the Next button. And you'll be presented with a confirmation screen. If you have already received a confirmation number because you're submitting a second application, you can reuse the number in this field. If you are entering an application for the first time, you will need to request a new number by clicking on this button. Once you've requested a new number, the information will be sent to your valid email address. Simply take that number and enter it into this field. Now, I've already made a request for a number, and therefore I'm just going to enter it now. And I'm presented with some introductory information describing the registration process. If I click on the Next button, this is where I begin putting in the information for registering the student. So the first thing I'll have to do is put in a valid address within the school district. In this case, I'm going to be using the school district office's address. Once I've entered the address, I have to look up the catchment school. And as you can see, this address belongs to the David Cameron Elementary catchment area. We don't need to change the grade. The school is automatically set for you, and the requested start date is the first day of school in September 2015. Once this information is entered, once I'm taken to this screen, the first thing I have to do is enter the student's legal names. These are the names that appear on the birth certificate or on a document that indicates that there's been a legal name change. If a student prefers a different name, you can simply click on this button and you can put in the preferred student names. In this case, the student uses their legal names as their preferred names, and so no change is needed. Now normally when you come to this field, you will select the gender. In this particular case, I've been on this form before, and the form remembers the information that you've previously put in. In this case, Fred is a male. Next, we put in the birth date. Students registering for September 2015 will be born in the year 2010. The street address is already entered from the previous form. And as we scroll down, if there's a different mailing address, again, clicking on this form allows you to enter additional information. A home phone number. Again, here I'll use the school district office main number. And if it's an unlisted phone number, simply click here and that puts a flag into the system for us. You can also identify whether the student takes the bus, language spoken at home, student's first language, birthplace, continuing down the screen. If the student has Aboriginal ancestry, there is no paperwork that's required. However, we prefer that you actually indicate that at the time of registration. And enter the relevant information from the pop-up menu, and then band of residence if there is any. Once this information is entered, you can either click on the button at the top of the screen or at the bottom to go to the next screen. So I'm now being taken to the parent and guardian 1. And you'll notice that if there is a sibling that's being registered, you can add another registration at the same time, because our assumption is that the parent-guardian information for a student that's being registered is the same for siblings in the case of twins or perhaps a blended family that's registering 2 kindergarten-age students at the same time. So I'll enter my own name here. I will again use the school district office number. And my work number, if known, available at work. The email address is very helpful for us also in terms of keeping you informed once your student is actually attending our schools, as we use automated systems to send out information to parents quite often over our email system. Once that information is entered, there is a screen for Parent Guardian 2. This is identical, except it identifies the second parent in the family. My next screen is the custody screen. This is mostly in case families have different living arrangements for their children over the course of the week, or if there are any special custody arrangements. If there are some court documents that need to be provided to the school, simply click this flag, and that will alert the school to keep an eye open for those documents when you come in to present them. Just a reminder that you have 14 days from the moment of submitting your registration in order to present your documentation to the school. The next screen is for students who have special medical conditions, and also collecting the doctor's name, care card number, doctor's phone number. We strongly recommend that you give this information to the school. It is not required, but it does help in the event of an emergency. If a student has been receiving additional support, this would be the place where you could indicate that through some outside agencies. And finally, once all of the information is entered into the system, parents have an opportunity to review the information that they've entered into the form and to go back and return to a section and add information, especially if it's required information. Once I'm satisfied that the information is accurate, once I'm at this screen, I select the student's name, click on the Submit Selected. I'm then taken to a confirmation screen to indicate that my registration is complete, and when I click the Submit button here, I'm returned to the main screen. We hope this answers your questions about how to register your students using the new online registration system for School District 62. Thanks very much for watching.